Swinson.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. I feel passionately about our democracy. I believe in people participating in democracy and that is a good thing and it is essential if we are to have a successful democracy. And we have a problem, therefore, if lots of groups of people feel alienated when they turn on the television and they see what goes on in this place and they realise that it doesn't represent society and it doesn't represent them. And that's the case whether we're talking about women, people from black and minority ethnic backgrounds, people who are disabled, people who are gay, people from different faith groups. I would just like to mention to the shadow Deputy Leader of the House that at least one other major party has had a Roman Catholic leader, the Right Honourable Member for Ross, Skye and Lochaber. I think would certainly fall into that category. The other group of people I would like to make the case for actually is young people. And I have to declare interest, I confess, Madam Deputy Speaker, as the only member of this House currently under 30. I was quite enjoying the story from the Honourable Member for Gloucester about his experience when he arrived in the House and was basically asked who on earth he was and what he was doing there. Because it reminded me of my early experiences in the House, where it took quite a long time, frankly, for people to stop asking me which MP I worked for. And I have to say, at 28, this happens to be one of the few places I actually ever feel young anymore. I go and speak to teenagers in my constituency, and it's quite clear that I'm no longer one of the young people. But if you think about people who are in their late 20s out in the country, they are running successful businesses, they are performing operations in hospitals, they are taking cases to courts as barristers, they are involved in high levels at every other aspect of our society. And I think that it is something we should be hoping to have more young people involved in elected politics as well, and especially in this House. And I am very much looking forward to the opportunity of passing on the title of youngest MP after the next election. Also on the issue of women, however, which is one of the most glaring inequalities within representation in this House, I'd first of all like to pay tribute to the Leader of the House for the many years of campaigning she has done on this issue, and she truly has fought hard for this. And actually, on a personal note, as a new woman MP in this House, she was somebody who went out of her way to be a friendly face and give a friendly word, and I'm sure that I'm not the only woman MP who can say that about her behaviour. And my honourable friend for Southwark and Bermondsey has mentioned my work as chair of the Liberal Democrats campaign for gender balance, and I strongly believe in encouraging many more women out there to get involved in politics as something they will actually enjoy. Because despite what we're doing today, it's not all about getting up and making speeches. Most of our jobs as politicians is about listening to people and understanding our communities and making things happen, things which I would argue women are both very good at and enjoy doing. And I very much look forward to, after the next general election, seeing many more women MPs, I hope, on all sides of the House. And perhaps I would particularly hope to see more women on the Liberal Democrat benches, because I know so many of the talented women that I have been working with who have been selected as candidates in seats which I very much hope we will win at the next election. In my party, we've taken a view of positive action, of encouragement, training and, crucially, finding the women to be candidates, because that's where, looking at the numbers, we had the problem rather than in selection. But I very much defend the right of other parties to use positive discrimination measures, because each party needs to look at what the problems are that it needs to do to solve, to get better representation. And I noticed the comments from the Honourable Member who is no longer in his place, and I think that we need to shy away from parties telling each other what the only way to achieve success in this is. I think we should have the legislation to enable parties to make their own choices and let parties have the freedom to choose. I know there are members who want to speak, so I will just conclude my remarks saying this is a fabulous opportunity to address these issues of underrepresentation, and I sincerely hope that it's the start of real change in Parliament.